because when I ask people like what question they want me to ask you the most, this is the number one. Okay, I checked yesterday. I've hosted 45 bikini competitions in my life over the last 10 years. I also do the recruiting for the Maxim parties, the Ignite parties at Dan Bilzerian's house. I usually try to get about 100 girls to go with me. I'm the guy who likes to show up to a party with 70 girls, 70, 80 girls. It's not possible for me to do this unless I have female friends. And there's this thing that I've heard Andrew say, I've heard you say, and other people say, and I know Steve Harvey had this thing, like men cannot be friends with females. I don't know how to rationalize this sometimes. Sometimes I do. I think most men don't know how to be friends with females because they get in the friend zone. I do not ever let these women put me in the friend zone. Yeah. I understand my value and my worth. How do you rationalize the whole female friend thing? Because like I told you before, all of you out there, if Crystal Hefner wants to be your friend, you better say yes. She's an amazing friend, right? She's a good person. So how do you rationalize this?
Who is your best male friend right now?
My best male friend, there's a couple of them. It's probably the two execs that the other guy execs in my company.
What do you do with him? Do you like hang out with him?
We play basketball.
Like what hobbies? What kind of like interests do you guys share?
Basketball. It's funny. We're always on the MOA calls together, watching football. This podcast. Making money is probably the number one thing. That's the same with Justin Waller. He and I become friends really recently, and it's like, hey man, I'm not interested in being your friend unless we can make money together.
Yes. Yeah. So the way that men create friendships between other men is entirely different.
I agree with that. I agree.
And the way women create friendships between women is entirely different as well. So this idea that men and women can be sort of like these completely platonic friends, and that's really what it comes down to. Yeah. It's not necessarily I work with lots of women. I work with Torsia. She might be in the thing. I work with a lot of women who we have a shared project, and my relationship with them is more like it is with a guy. I want to know, like, here's a project, here's what we're going to do, here's a problem we're going to solve, but I'm not going to see movies with them. I'm not going to the mall to hang out. We're not painting our toenails together.
So the second one, you're correct. I don't paint toenails, but I like to go to the movies with 7 or 8 girls with me. I love walking in nightclubs with 20 or 30 girls with me. I get comp dinners. My birthday is usually me and 50 girls. I like that lifestyle, but I'm not woman-like. You know what I take girls to go do? Play basketball and throw fucking axes. We don't go paint our toenails. I take girls to go, paintball or stuff like that, or watch football. My ex, we just sit there and watch football. I'd still do masculine things. The problem is, it's not that I'm looking to have more female friends. What I've found is that when I have a ton of female friends and I want to throw a charity event, I can raise another $100,000. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, and maybe the disconnect is, first, the word friend is the wrong word. Maybe it's acquaintance or teammate is probably a better word. Okay, this is the first thing.
I see Torsia in the chat right now. You're my friend, Torsia.
Yeah, for sure. The other issue with me, and maybe this is a unique situation for me, I don't find 99% of women attractive. It's only 1% of women I find attractive.
Well, yeah, especially considering the environment you're in. Yeah.
So this idea that like I can't be friends with women, you have no idea how many women I'm friends with that I don't find them attractive at all, even though they're gorgeous. I can tell you some girls that are models right now, and we talk, and I'm just like, I don't need. I'm seeing somebody. I don't really need anything more from this. So,
I think that what the majority of guys do, like you're definitely an outlier in that sense, because you and I hate to go me too as well, but like I think I am kind of a little bit too, because I worked in the alcohol industry for a long time, and I had to be the one selecting women to go to be booth candy, right? But when I have said in the past, like men and women cannot be like friends, but it's not necessarily that men and women can't be friends. It's just that the idea of what do we define as friendship between a man and a woman and a woman, and then a man and a woman, right? So eventually, the way that it got started is that eventually that chick that you're friends with is going to hook up with a guy, and she's not going to be wanting to pursue and develop that friendship with another guy when she's already fucking this guy who she should be going with this guy and have genuine desire for. And maybe vice versa. You find a chick that you want to be with, right? So the idea of a platonic friendship between men and women is a very recent invention, I should say.
Oh, for sure.
It's a post-sexual revolution invention. Like men in the 60s and the 50s and the 40s, they weren't. It's not like, I'm going to go hang out with my good friend, Kathy over here, and we're going to go down to the sock hop. No, there was two different, definitions of that. But the reason why I bring up, I asked you about your best male friend, is because what we tend to do is we take the models of a friendship of our same-sex friends, and we try to apply them to an intersexual friendship. And so the things that like guys will put up with for a woman as a friend, you would probably bust your friend in the mouth for for doing pretty much the same
I wouldn't
thing.
bust them in the mouth, but I do treat them the same. Like, if you have you seen the videos of me before the bikini competition where I'm yelling at the girls like an offensive coordinator in football?
Oh, well, because you work with them,
yeah,
too.
But they're those girls are there because they're my friends. Like the thing about it, so like I'll give you an example. CJ Sparks. CJ Sparks helps me make money. CJ Sparks, I've introduced her to guys she dates. She's introduced me to so many girls that I've ended up dating. She stays at my place in Vegas. I stay at her place in LA. We're just friends. And the thing about it is, I also know that CJ Sparks is a fucking playmate. When you see her, she's stunning. I know that most guys, when I introduce them to them, would have no chance.
They're like, you're trying to get in there. You're trying to be friends with her to get in there.
But it's not even that. It's like most guys, when I introduce them to CJ, there's no way they'd want to just be friends with them. I think the difference is this. When I'm with 70 or 80 girls, it's like I'm not under. This sounds like a douchey thing.
Let me ask you this. Hypothetical. You're with CJ Sparks in LA.
Or Kindly. Kindly's my other really good
you're
friend.
spending the night there because you need a place to crash and whatever. You're doing something. She comes out to you in the middle of the night and she's just like stripped buck naked and she's like, you know what? I think we need to take our friendship to the next level. Do you fuck her?
No, I would not.
I
love CJ. I'm not lying. I love CJ. I would not. Because the problem is there's a cascade of issues that would happen from that point forward. There's a You
were on this show and Justin was sitting in this fucking seat and he said if you had the option to go fuck these girls and you had that button to press, would you fuck that girl?
But it was your dream girl. CJ is like my sister. It really does feel like she's my sister. We even look similar. She feels like she's my sister. Same thing with Kindly.
Okay, so fraternal, maternal.
Let me do this other thing. Like with Kindly. Kindly is probably one of my closest friends. Kindly is married. I respect her. I wanted to go to her wedding. We couldn't. It was during COVID. The amount of shit that would destroy in both of our lives if anything like that happened. The reason why I can think like that is because I am, not to sound douchey, I'm dating several girls you'd consider supermodels right now. There's girls that I'm dating that are supermodels right now. And do you know how I met these women? Through Kindly and CJ. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Social proof.
It's not just social proof. They literally introduced me to these girls. So for me, maybe it's a unique situation. The guys in MOA, they have the same unique situation. They're always around. I teach them, learn how to be the guy who shows up to the party with 60, 70 girls. That's one of the things I teach in my program. And so I don't know, maybe it's just that we're maybe outside of one standard deviation or outside of two standard deviations. But the thing is, I do know it's possible if that's what you want. The thing for me is I'm not going to be on the Marquee Sky Deck, and I don't get invited to the Playboy Mansion, and I'm not on stage at the Maxim party or hosting the red carpet of the Maxim party if I don't have a ton of female friends. It literally was Sierra Nowak who told the organizers at Swimsuit USA, Michael has to be our host because she's my friend, and I don't want to hook up with Sierra. And Sierra, Sierra has a type, and I'm not her type, so I'm not her type. She's not my type, and so we're just friends, even though she's gorgeous.
But your friendship is based on...
It's not based on her physical...
Working with her,
but it's based on common interests, which is what most... Like my friendship with Justin is based on college football, the fact that we both like to make money together, we find each other funny, barbecue, all these different things are our friendship. For women, I find the same thing. Here's what the difference. These women are so fucking beautiful that 99% of the men in their life can't see past the 800cc boob job.
Yeah.
They can't. But I've just been with so many women like that this physical attractiveness does not affect me.
What you're saying is you're above you have so many options that you're above the need to pretend to be their friends, and you can actually be their friends.
And I know other dudes who can do this, but they're like club promoters in LA.
Most guys cannot do that.
There you go.
I will tell you that right now.
I agree with you.
Certainly the 80% of guys. Now I'll explain to you why I've said this in the past as far as like men and women being platonic friends.
Yes.
If you're working, if there's a working situation.
I managed a strip club. Let me say this also. I managed a strip club for a while. I'm not going to sleep with all the girls.
Yeah. I mean, I have worked with very beautiful women. I've worked with very beautiful guys. I have to pick the guys to come into the promotions and stuff as well. With Thunder from Down Under, right? I've had to promote those shows before. So it's not necessarily options so much as it is like I think guys they bring a model of their same-sex friendships over to the female friendships, but they're really, I don't
think they're motivated by the same sex. I think they're motivated to be friends with these women because they shot their shot, they lost, and they're like, I will stay an orbiter in your life
in the hopes that someday, I'll wait for you. That's what it comes to,
do not do that. That is not what I do. What I do is I'm friends with all of them. A typical thing for me would be I have 100 female friends and I'm sleeping with 8 of them. Okay. That's it. And by the way, the girls that I'm sleeping with, they're also my friends. Like you can't tell. If you ever hung out with me at a bikini competition, not a bikini, that's a bad example. The Maxim party, you can't tell who I'm sleeping with. I do not let anybody know. And so, talk about the guy who doesn't count, bro. That's me. I'm definitely the guy who doesn't count. So that's an issue, a situation where I just see this, and it gets to the point where a lot of girls seek me out because of this, because they know I'm not going to treat them differently because they have boobies. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the beauty doesn't affect you.
It does, but not at all.
Like so the superpower doesn't work on you.
Correct. It takes a lot. One of my friends.
So let me just see if I can add a little bit to this, because when I've said that in the past, like platonic friendships, the first thing is that it's usually based on a guy who really wanted to get with a chick.
Sure.
She shot him down and said, "Can we just be friends?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, okay, we can be friends." Yeah, he gets into the friend zone.
We agree on that.
Okay, so friend zone is basically all of the emotional support and all the emotional investment of a boyfriend with no sex.
Yes.
Fuck buddies are the opposite of that. So it's all the sex and no emotional investment on the guy's part. So they're really kind of like, those are two parallels there. But when guys come into that and they think that they can be friends to the same degree they are with their guy friends, with a woman friend.
It's different.
I'm not, see, people, whenever I say, oh, men and women can't be friends, I'm saying it in the sense that they can't be of the same character of friendship that you're friends with, like Justin, or you're friends with your best buddy, right? It's going to be, and by the way, women, same thing. You're never going to have the same relationship with your girlfriends that you're going to have with certainly with your husband, or with a guy who's, quote unquote, your friend. Now, again, every example you've given me up to this point has been women that you work with.
Sure.
And maybe you're above it to the point where you're like, okay, it's no big deal to me. I've seen titties. I worked in a strip club. I can actually be at least to the point where our friendship is a working friendship. Great. But what I'm talking about in those instances is guys will get into that point, and what they will do is they'll try to cater their interests and cater themselves so that they can be a better friend to that girl, with, of course, the interest is, was romantic. Maybe it's not, maybe it is. But the idea is that when guys start relating to women on a friendship basis, they start to speak women's language. And so what happens is men and women speak completely different languages.
For sure.
Men are overt. Men are upfront. Our language is blunt, and to the point we are information-based and we are content-based. Right now, everything you and I have been talking about has been, we're relating information to one another. Women will get together just to talk, because the feelings and the context of that conversation is what's important, or I should say, is the priority of that conversation. So if you and your girlfriends want to get together, let's go catch up at Starbucks. That is an enjoyable experience for them. I'm not going to go, hey man, let's get together and go, how the kids, right? I'm not going to do that. We're going to get together. The reason why you like Justin is because immediately, because the same reason I like Justin, immediately we have like this shared kinship, but it's also, how are we going to make some money?
How are we going to make some money? And we talk about college football and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, man, and I know I may be unique in this. Do you remember Hank Moody, Californication?
Yes.
That is the biggest corollary to me. I love every woman. I love women, even the ones I'm not attracted to. I think they're fucking amazing. I want to help. I like, talking about protect them. I love being friends with them. I love having them in my life. Now, it doesn't make me more woman-like. I watch Texas Longhorn football, Dallas Cowboys football. I'm in the gym 7 days a week, and I eat fucking red meat. I shoot guns. There's nothing about it that changes my behavior. And I do agree with you. I may be outside of one or two standard deviations in the uniqueness of the way it works. However, there's this other part of it. And that is when these girls are shit shows, bro. I laugh my fucking ass off, bro. I love it. And I'm maybe I'm a little bit of addicted to drama.
Because you have no investment in not.
Okay, so this is the second part. We talked about Rich Cooper earlier. You remember the 21 red flags? He talks about it in his book. I remember reading those red flags and be like, God damn, that's hard. He's hard on these women. And then I started to realize, oh, yeah, I don't want to get married. That's why these don't seem like red flags to me. Dude, sometimes I meet, there's a show called Inside OnlyFans. My friend CJ, she hosts it. Oh. And again, so she hosts, CJ Sparks hosts his Inside OnlyFans. And girls come on there talking about cheating on their fucking boyfriends, dudes cream pieing them and them fucking with some other dude. And I'm just like, I'm laughing my ass off. I watch No Jumper. It's very similar. No Jumper is the same kind of way. Yeah. I don't know if you remember Adam 22. He was talking to Dan Bilzerian. And he starts saying, there was this one guy who's an intern. Yes. And he's like, this intern became friends with the porn stars. And because he became friends with the porn stars, he got invited to all the porn parties, and he said he's just been hooking up with girls left to right because he was friends with a couple of these girls. For me, part of it is also access that I think a lot of guys miss. The reason why I'm on stage at nightclubs is because I'm with 7 or 8 women, and so that I think that's another part that a lot of people miss.
The greater narrative of that is this, and again, this is I think is actually my first book, Confidence. Okay.